The way we prepare children for kindergarten is first we assess where they are and we determine their needs and we look at each child individually. So some of our children come to us not knowing any letters, any sounds, can't even recognize their own name. So we take those children where they are and we start building on that. We build on them learning their letters, mostly the letters in their name to start with, and go that way. Then we have children who come to us who know all their letters and all their sounds, and they're ready to start reading. So we do a lot of individualized instruction, and we work with those kids where they are to meet each individual need.
The top 4 signs I would say of children that could be on the spectrum with autism are lack of eye contact, being very withdrawn from their peers or their family. They don't like to be touched. They have emotional outbursts, and most of the time they're nonverbal or their language skills are underdeveloped.
What is your role at the Autism Center?
I'm the Executive Director of the Autism Center. Our mission is to provide affordable therapeutic treatment to children with autism spectrum disorder and other developmental disabilities. I say affordable because we're pretty much one of the only clinics in the state that are offering services at such a discounted rate and accepting Medicaid clients. A lot of other clinics are only taking private insurance or having these really high rates for those families. So we want to offer services to everybody that can access those.
Who refers a family to the Autism Center?
So a child, in order to have insurance cover the treatment, they have to have a diagnosis by a licensed psychologist, but the referral can come from anyone. They actually don't even have to have a referral, but if they want their insurance to cover it, you're going to have a diagnosis, and then your family doctor or your pediatrician can refer you, and it can just be, we recommend that this child receives 4 hours a week or 20 hours a week of ABA therapy, and then we put them on our waiting list. So our main service that we provide is applied behavior analysis therapy. It's a real comprehensive approach to behavior where we're analyzing the behavior, we're making adjustments in our treatment plans on how to target those behaviors and reinforce the good things. So a big piece of what we do is using positive reinforcement, reinforcing in praise, and Sensory Room is used as a reinforcer. A lot of children love those lights and the textures that they can rub on the wall. There's a big bubble machine that's, a lot of, it's fun to look at that and play with that. So we're really reinforcing those behaviors. And then when things are happening that we don't want to reinforce, we're almost ignoring them. But we keep the child safe. Okay. We keep the therapist safe and the child safe at all times. Another tool that we use is we use visual schedules. So a lot of times children with autism don't know how to follow instructions. So we actually have to teach them how to follow instructions, teach them how to mimic good behaviors. So when they're here, they have like these little stickers and like a little code to get from one activity to the next. So to teach them how to transition from this activity to the next, we're going to place the frog on the frog room to try to help them learn how to do these things so that they can go to kindergarten and in public school or private school or homeschool, whatever. You need to learn how to follow instructions. So visual schedules are another tool that we use.
What are some benefits of speech therapy?
So the benefits of speech therapy is if you have a child that is nonverbal, you can give them picture communication symbols or speech generating devices to communicate their basic needs and wants. Like a child might not be able to tell their mom or dad, hey, I would like some crackers for a snack. So the speech pathologist is enabling that child to communicate that to their parents or caregivers. So how it could benefit their future is they'll be able to tell their parents and their loved ones what they need and want. When they get to school, they'll be able to communicate with their friends. They'll be able to understand what their teacher is saying to them. And so the best thing I can recommend to teachers is to collaborate with the speech pathologist at school, and together with their assessment that they do and the teacher's observations, you need to figure out how that child what system that child needs to use in order to communicate to the teacher, how to complete their assignments in class. The best thing I can tell teachers is just really to utilize the speech pathologist that's at school, together figure out how you can best figure out what system of communication would work for that student.
What was the reason for y'all founding Redesigns?
I felt like we were at a point in our own family's life where we were going to be faced with some decisions. And personally, Haley, my second child, had some learning disabilities, mild, very productive person. But we knew that in her adult years, she might struggle with general employment because of she would not receive a driver's license, or just certain things that might prohibit her from getting just a job in the workforce. So we found that I had an opportunity with some skills that I had from teaching to working with tutoring, and then my sewing skills, that we could develop a company that might offer an opportunity to create a solution for the people and the products that would work for us and that we would serve.
So what is Redesign's mission?
Okay, it is creative solutions for people and products. And so what that means is that we take donations of fabric, are not being used or not being used effectively, but when put in the right position, they can be put and combined to make beautiful items. And we kind of look at the same thing with the employees that we have, maybe taking a raw talent or just an ability that not yet had been developed, and then working very hard and intentionally to work in a process together, all the people, to make, awesome items. So we work mainly with fabrics. I think that it is important for all people to contribute what they have to offer and join together so that we can learn from each other. And if you don't encourage everyone to reach their maximum potential, then there's just a feeling of worthlessness.
How do your employees benefit socially from working in a job environment?
We just have a lot of fun. So the mission of this job opportunity is a relaxed environment. So it's a gentle solution. We were kind to each other. We developed friendships. We are encouraging the whole time that we're working, just making sure everybody feels a part and what they're doing is important to the whole process. My child, who sometimes doesn't get noticed or passed over or not picked for the team or whatever throughout life, it is really special to be part of making something that people purchase, and knowing that their part in making that was very important.